Frozen face. We must do this first thing. Otherwise, we get that crazy thumbnail picture. It's that frozen look that you got on your face. It's so funny sometimes. It is Wednesday. The week feels like it's flown by for me. I slept all day Monday, so it feels like it's only Tuesday to me. But it is Wednesday. I'm a couple minutes early. So I'm going to try to take it slow and easy today. My energy has made a huge shift. I believe that oftentimes we look at illnesses as being some kind of punishment, and truly, I have found this past year, it's taken me this long to figure this out, that an illness can actually be a gift. It's a time of resting. It's a time of the body shifting over, recalibrating, which is what we've heard Kryon say a number of times, and I really believe that's true. So it's been a time of recalibration for me for a few days. Good morning, Melanie. Good morning. I can say good morning to you. So glad that you're here. It's a powerful day. I hope that there are many of you that pop in here today and say, wow, I've seen a huge shift. Because for me, it's like I feel something completely different coming through. And I want to share that today, and I'm going to try to take it slow and easy. It usually takes 5 or 10 minutes for others to start to peek in, and then we start repeating ourselves. So, powerful week. It's October 16, 17, 18 is always a powerful time in our house. It's my son's birthday on the 16th, mine on the 17th, my grandmother's on the 18th, so it's always one of those weeks where there's all kinds of energy for me. It can be happy energy, it can be beautiful memories, it can be landmines, it can be memories of loss, things like that. So it's been a kind of a roller coaster ride, although I've actually, probably being sick was good for me because it kept me distracted from those strong emotions. And I also believe that we're all evolving so much. So there is because I've spent the past few days really recalibrating, my body has gone through some huge changes. I feel like my body was showing me that my spiritual self, my true self is also, my ego, we're all falling into a huge shift of energy. So I'm going to share that with you here in just a little bit because it feels like it's a massive change on planet Earth and that we are all either being affected, knowing that we're being affected, we're all being affected. Many do not realize how affected they are by this. If you watch young people, they won't be as affected as much as some of us older ones because they came in with the right operating systems, and so it feels like it's just moving into a more natural phase for them. I was listening yesterday to Kryon talking about the indigo children, and I realized that I have one for sure, probably more indigo children in my home. And the biggest thing that always catches me is these are the children that do not conform. And I definitely had to struggle with that through raising them. And I'm realizing that they didn't conform because they were not going to fall into the old patterns, the old systems. They were here to and are here to create something brand new. And that is not just left to them. That is left to us older ones who are here to teach them. It's also the newest babies that are coming in that have brand new operating systems that are so much ahead of the rest of us. Those of us who are older and we have the opportunity to spend time with, to influence, to help, to guide these children in the world, there is a responsibility to move with the energy, to allow ourselves to not be stagnant, to not be stuck. We are not like firmly planted in any way. As a matter of fact, if you're like me, you love reflections. I feel as if oftentimes when I'm out in the woods by the water, I'm looking at the reflections, and I see more in the reflection than I do in my reality. I feel as if, how many of you have ever had a vision where you are actually, and I get this often, so please let me see if I can create this. I'll be deep in meditation, and my brain will try to throw something at me that it thinks it knows. And my higher self, that guide self of mine, hi Luann, it's nice to see you, I haven't seen you in a while, will come in and just kind of waft it away, just kind of like as if it was a reflection in the water. It just kind of goes whoosh, and it pushes it aside. I'll see that in different images. I used to do the chalkboard, where I would see my life laid out on the chalkboard, my memories, the things that I think that I know, all of that stuff. And then I would see myself erasing the entire chalkboard and maybe starting over, just writing down the things that I chose to write down. Because that chalkboard that you've got inside of you, that image of the puzzle that you've been creating, many of the pieces didn't come from you. Many of the pieces came from other people. They started throwing pieces out your way. Nice to see you too, Luann. They started throwing things into your puzzle. They started trying to squeeze pieces that didn't quite fit. And your puzzle is kind of a mismatched mess of different belief systems, different thought patterns, different things that were created by many who also had their thought patterns and belief systems created by others, and it has continued on for a very long time. So the truth is, no matter what anybody says, I get this often, well, you should just read the Bible. It's got all the answers. Well, the Bible is got a lot of answers. So do many other books and creations from the past. But the truth is that where we get our truest answers, we might find them in the Bible, but it comes first from in here. And we read something. You might read Harry Potter. I have many times where I found truth in different books or in different movies or different things, because the truth comes from within us. And we have beautiful synchronicities and hints and clues all around us. It's like a giant game where we go into a movie thinking, I feel really drawn to that. Hi, Paula. Good morning. Good afternoon. Whichever it is. And we go to these different places. How many times? Like Thor movies especially. I remember one Thor movie where his sister was had taken the throne, and behind her was this symbol. And as soon as I saw that symbol, hi Charlie, I went, whoa, everything in me just lit up like a Christmas tree. And I thought, what is that symbol? So remember that answers are everywhere around us. We have so many synchronicities. We have so many hints, so many clues to bring us to where we need to be. And where we started on this, and I need to keep bouncing back to this because I know I get going and then people start showing up, is that we have come through. I know for me personally, this energy suddenly has shifted. Now I know that September was a very difficult energy for pretty much all of us. It was very difficult. And I've also talked about the fact that we are being presented with our greatest fears. And if we don't go ahead and work our way into just acceptance, it is here. It is a part of my existence. This monster under the bed is not going anywhere. It is time for me to allow it to come out. It's time for me to allow it to express itself, to be a part of my being. It's okay for me to face it. This monster under the bed is not going to kill me. And so we have been for a few months now, hi Tristan, we have been in this energy of facing those monsters under the bed. And I know many of you can attest to that. You're like, why does this thing keep presenting itself? Every time I turn around, I've got the same thing presenting itself. And it's because even if you banish that monster, you don't face it, you just decide somehow you're going to lock it up and not face it, it will come through another way. It will always find a way, because these monsters under the bed, these fears that we still have, they are not punishments. They are not here to try to take us down. There's nobody that's trying to take you down. This is Shadowlands, yeah. This is actually, every time we face these things, we are coming into an opportunity to respond differently. So I got one big phrase before I came on today. We got a nice little group, and it was, and I'll probably repeat it. This came directly through my guides. Let the world respond to you, not the other way around. Let me explain that. Since you came into the planet, you were taught that you were a victim. You had things happen to you all the time. You thought they were just happening to you. You were this tiny little person, and things were just coming at you, and you were just like, I'm a victim here. There's nothing I can do about it. And even now, at my ripe old age, I still play that role, even though I say I'm working my way out of it. Many times when these fears come up, scary stuff comes up, I'm suddenly the victim again. I'm suddenly playing out that, what did I do wrong? You know, what have I done wrong now? What have I done wrong? And I'll go into this long, guilt-ridden spiel in my head of why do I keep experiencing this? And so the guides want this. It's a very, very simple lesson today that takes a whole lot of practice. It is the practice of let the world respond to you instead of you responding to the world. Hi, Lilac. It is instead of me sitting down and thinking that I'm just going to wait, like I've got this thing and I'm waiting for whatever, the next shoe to fall. It is, I am a powerful being. My energy creates this existence. My energy is what's creating those circumstances that come into my existence. So if I am talking in my head all the time, allowing myself to come down into that lower vibration, allowing myself to keep those little monsters hiding under the bed, instead of letting them come out and have a little party, we could have a sleepover. I could offer them, you know, hot chocolate and popcorn, whatever. I could face those fears, and I can grow comfortable with them. See, we're trained that fear has to go away. We have to somehow banish it. We have to cut it out of our lives. Well, we're still on a planet where there's a lot of things coming at us all the time, right? And this is a very deep training or wiring that is within us. To just say, well, I'm sorry, it can't exist anymore, would be impossible. It just is what it is. You have all of this inside of you that you have experienced. And the truth is many of us, our fears come from so far back into another existence. They've started way back, way, way back. We'll go into these sessions with people, and we'll go way back into, many of us have had death experiences or torture or pain from just because we had abilities way back when. We've died from it, or we've watched loved ones die, and we've been traumatized. We may have lived an existence where we were responsible for others dying, and that is very painful to the soul, very traumatic. More traumatic than dying is the killing. If we as a soul go back and, we've done some horrible stuff, it is very hard for the soul to overcome that. It has to come back to planet Earth, into this teaching environment, to begin to release that fear that we might actually do that again. Does that make sense? So there are so many layers to who you are. For you to sit here in this lifetime and go, well, I'm just not going to be afraid anymore, would be a really big task, wouldn't it? Because there's so much that you can't even get a hold of. And so the guides today keep repeating this, and this is coming through very strongly, so please hear me. We are done with the idea that we have to go through old karma, that we have to continue to pay the price for what we did 10 lifetimes ago. We are done with that energy. There is nothing left for the collective consciousness to achieve by suffering, okay? So you are a very, very advanced being. You have lived many lifetimes. You have experienced many things. You have laid out plenty of karma for yourself in this lifetime, and ancestral karma. You're also trying to alleviate karma from your ancestry, from your past lives, from all this stuff. Karma no longer holds a place in your existence. Hear me when I say that. I know we've been trained that we got to pay back, that we got to somehow balance the scales. I'm a Libra. I understand trying to balance the scales. It's so ingrained in me that it's very difficult to say this and to really, really fully accept it myself. There is a need for us to be willing to release these old programs. This has been a very powerful planet for expansion of the soul. And karma has held a very important part in that. It has been powerful, a powerful teacher. But in order for you to move, and in order for our planet to move into this energy of 5D and above, we cannot keep playing the old game. We have to take on the new game, which means taking all those pieces, all those little, pretend you've got a chessboard and you're packing it up nice and neatly. Renewal is exactly a perfect card, Charlie. Renewal. We are in a time of renewal. We are in newness. We are in an energy now. We knew it was coming in September. They kept promising. We've gotten halfway through October, and all of a sudden it's like the floodgates opened up. It's like it doesn't matter what your world looks like on a physical level. Your energetic level is like the racehorse at the gate, and the gate has now opened up. And you may run as fast as you want to run. You just be ready to just take off now. There's no more gate in front of you, except what you see, except what you perceive. And that is what your guides, my guides, all of us gathered here together today, really want me to share with you today, is that you need to perceive the world differently. So as you're going into the world with every breath, it takes moment by moment on this. Please remember that. There's no like, oh, I'm a completely changed human. Every moment, every time you take a breath, with every experience that presents itself to you, there has to be that moment where you slow down. Rebirth. That's funny because I just did a meditation on rebirth this morning, Charlie. Thank you. There's that moment when you slow down, you take a breath, and you go, okay, I am not going to respond to that stimuli. That stimuli is going to respond to me. And it always does. We have been trained backwards, upside down. We believe that it happens and then we respond. But actually, it's us that causes it to respond. The universe is responding to us. Can you please absorb that for a second? It's a big one because it sounds simple and yet it goes completely against your wiring. Everything around you, your financial status, your relationships, your jobs, the opportunities, the weather, everything around you is very good, Tristan. So glad. Everything around you is responding to your energy and to the energy of all of these other beautiful souls that are walking on the planet. And so many are completely oblivious to the fact that it's responding to their energy. They believe that they are the victims still. And so we that are stepping out ahead are in that space of taking the responsibility of kind of carrying the load here. We have to hold ourselves in a higher place. We have to look, take a breath. Don't respond in that negative, lower vibrational energy any more than you can help yourself. I know that you're still in this physical skin suit. It can be very difficult sometimes. But it is very, very important that in every thing that happens around you, that you remember that it is happening for you and not to you. It is happening to teach. It is happening to help you to squeeze out the last of that third dimensional nonsense that you've got all wrapped up inside of you. It is giving you the opportunity to move into a 5D reality where there is no need to work hard, to stress out, to feel unappreciated, to feel hungry, to feel lack. There is no lack in a 5-dimensional reality. Once you get yourself into that way of beingness, and we all have pieces of it, don't we? We have times when we're like, whoa, I got wings on my back. I could walk on water right now. And then oftentimes we fall back in. We are coming to a place where we move forward. Hi, Lauren. We move forward into a higher frequency, and then we do it again in the next second, and then we do it again in the next second, and it's not like anybody's stopping us. We are stopping ourselves. If we stop moving forward and we start going backwards again, it's because we've fallen back into that old programming again. So today is all about personal responsibility. Are you going to, in every moment? I know that many of us are having, I need to say this because many of us are having issues with health. This past year for me has been a roller coaster ride. And I said this when I first came in. I just came out of another pretty hefty virus, and I feel as if every time I go through this, and it's not even I feel, I know, my body continues to remove layers physically. It's like, okay, we're going to purge this, so it's a recalibration every time. which is what I really believe COVID was meant to be in the first place. These viruses that are coming up, they're giving us an opportunity to purge, to remove heavier frequencies from the body. The body is shifting along with the spiritual body. The physical body is also the mental body. How many of us have been fighting with mood swings, depression, grief, all these things? And man, it hurts. It's awful. We lose somebody and we go through this awful, awful pain. And I remember, it's only been 6 years for me, and I remember that pain so well. I thought, I'm not going to get through this. I don't think that my heart can survive it. And what happened was I didn't. A part of me was purged. A part of me, and that September 6, 2016, when he passed away, or when he transitioned is a better way to put it, a part of me transitioned too. I really believe that. I let go of a piece of me, and then I started recreating. So we can do that in every moment. Do we always have to go through a horrible, traumatic event? No. Because as we get better at this, we begin to allow ourselves to take that moment by moment. I'm going to make this growth because I know that I am moving into a lighter frequency. My life continues to get better and better. It doesn't matter what's going on in your bank account. It doesn't matter what's going on. I know it's hard to get yourself to that place. Trust me. I know it's hard. But if you spend all your time sitting there looking at the physical, looking at where you're lacking, you are so powerful right now that you are creating more lack. If you are spending your time watching the water come down off the mountains, or enjoying the love that comes in, there is so much love available from your guides, the angels, whoever your team is, whoever you claim is your team. There is so much love available in your physical earthly crew. You have those people. There may not be a lot that you let into that inner circle. There may be many. It's up to you, however you choose to be. But I'll tell you what, my birthday rolled around and they just I was sick as a dog, and these messages started coming in of love, of happy birthday, all this stuff. And I was like, look at this. It doesn't matter. The rest of it doesn't matter. All that really matters is the love that we share, this beautiful love, that we give it away easily, that we are willing to take down the wall and receive it, because that can be more difficult. How many of us have a hard time receiving? We want to be the givers. It's important to allow yourself to receive. Lauren, I know you're doing a lot of purging. I think it's beautiful. Let's get physical. Yeah, we are. We're getting physical. Our physical is changing. Please remember that your physical is going through a huge transition. You really can bring back youth. You really can kind of turn back the clock, purging all these layers of you that are no longer relevant to your new experience. You are brand new. You're born today. How does that feel? It's okay that I was sick on my birthday. It's okay because I feel like, in a way, it was kind of a gift. I think it's important for us all to look at it differently. We have these, we judge our experiences. Some of them we think, oh, this is awful. Why did I have to go through this? And for me, I came to this place of, I needed to go through this. It doesn't matter what day the calendar says. This is an experience that I have been building my way up to, and I'm finally there. And that was that final just clearing of energy. The body responds to energy clearing. The body will always clear and try to purge anything, any kind of toxins, anything that's holding you back energetically. And so this was a very important time for me. Almost like a rebirthing process for my body. And I feel as if I've come out the other side and I have new energy and I feel more clear than I ever have. So please see that. I know it's difficult when you're in the throes of it. When you're feeling really, it can be so difficult. I'm usually very, very in tune to spirit. I can pull my energy up in that high vibration. I'm feeling pretty good. I have learned in these moments where we're recalibrating, be patient, just take care of the body. Don't try to move mountains. Take care of your body. Rest. Binge watch something. I binged watched The Crown. Truly I did. Just allow yourself, this is time that you can allow yourself to just let other people do for you and just be still. Spend time, extra time, just being in that solitude, and just let your body do what it needs to do without trying to fight it. And then when you come out the other side, you're going to feel like, well, okay, I see it now. I see why we have to go through these recalibrations, because it is time for my body. My body has to keep up with my spiritual body. And my spiritual body is ready to take off flying, so my physical body's got to try to keep up with that. And sometimes it just I have to focus on the physical. Does that make sense? So I think let me see if there's anything. I really want to push this one phrase today because it's what came so clearly to me. See, it's backwards for you guys, but right before we started. So important. So please, if you got a pen and paper, I would say write this down because it's very important. I don't know if I want to word it exactly like that. The world is responding to you. Try to remember that. Try to remember that you are not to respond to the outside stimuli. It is responding to you. So, So, when things start to come at you, stop yourself instead of falling directly into victim mode and letting that little ego try to guilt you or try to make you feel like it's all your fault. Stop yourself for a second. Don't respond to the world. Let it respond to you. Remember that it is responding to your energy. If you come off with the guilt or the shame or the blame, you're taking that negative energy and you're creating more. You're an alchemist. You're like this magician. The energy comes at you and it's very, very negative energy. Somebody is mad at you at the grocery store for whatever reason, or you're at work and somebody's mad at you. Beautiful, Debbie. I love that you're getting that love. And the more love we get, the more quickly we begin to move into this 5D energy. When you're in that space and you're getting this negative something coming at you, and you're like, you have a choice every second. You take a breath, you can turn and walk away from it. You can respond with love. If you respond with love, you are going to shift the energy of that experience. If you respond like energy with like energy, you are going to feed it. You're going to make it bigger. And you get that option. It's your opportunity to experience whatever you want to experience. This is your life, free will, free choice. But if you would rather turn it around to your own benefit, it requires you to take that breath. If you can't respond from love, you can walk away from it. You can say, I'll come back and respond to this after I have a few moments, and take a pause. But in everything, and this can be anything that's going on in your life, anything, every time. It might be that, I know for me, I've raised 6 children, and dishes can be a nightmare sometimes. I still have 3 of them in my house, so sometimes I can get a little bit impatient with the housework. And I was much more impatient than I am now, because I'm finding that if I don't respond to those dirty dishes with negative energy, pretty soon, 5 minutes later, I'm done and I'm walking away and everything's fine. Why did I always make such a fuss over these things? So it's in everything that we're doing. It might be that you say, well, I've got dirty dishes because my kids have plenty of food. There's food in the house, so this is okay. I don't mind it. My grandmother always loved to wash dishes. She's my favorite person. Yesterday was her birthday. I don't mind washing dishes. It's just a little soapy water. It's not going to kill me. It's kind of fun. I can meditate while I'm doing it. I might imagine. Our imaginations are going crazy. I wish I could describe the meditation this morning, because literally Steve showed up as Peter Pan. Maybe we'll do that. Would you like to do a Peter Pan meditation? He just reminded me of that, so likely that's where we're going to go this morning, because I'm all about pirate ships and I'm all about magic and flying. So we're going to go into a meditation. Lauren, you're going to be okay. I hear what you're saying. You're going to be okay. I know it's just like such a roller coaster ride of emotions right now. This planet is really tough. But we're all going to be okay. We're all going to get to the end of this. We're all going to keep supporting each other, and we will be okay. So for anyone, I think the points are pretty much made. Do not respond to negative energy with negative energy. As a matter of fact, when you're sitting in meditation, if you're drawing in all that love energy and you're going into the world with that beautiful bubble of protection around you, you've got these tendrils of love that are going around, and you'll find that there will be fewer experiences of negative energy anyway. So it's all about you and letting the world respond to you. Okay? That's what they want you to have today, and I thank them really for the beautiful message and for Steve being so present today, because I feel like we're going to see a beautiful time of meditation for anyone that wants to join me, because he's been so present. Beautiful energy right here. So go ahead and put your feet down. We're just going to go into story time. I get to babysit a baby tonight. I'm so excited. You know, like, I love little kids. It's funny. I'm such a child at heart. I don't have any grandchildren. I have to borrow one every now and then. Take a big breath. Feel that love energy that is all around you. You are a child. You are still that beautiful little child. You never fully grow up. You always keep that child inside of you. That beautiful, happy-go-lucky. Do you remember the days when you weren't tired? You know, even when you were tired, you weren't tired because you didn't want to sleep. How many naps did we forfeit when we were children? I remember the feeling. Go here with me for just a moment. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel them on the sidewalk. You're going to watch me. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I wanted my own bike. My siblings all had bikes. I didn't know how to ride a bike yet. I was pretty young. And I was tiny. I was a little runt. And I remember, I'm pretty sure it was for my birthday, my mother took me to some kind of next to new shop, Goodwill, something like that. And we looked for a bike. She only had so much money. She had 5 kids, single mom. She didn't have a lot. So it wasn't like we were going to go pick one that would actually fit me. So she chose the only bike that seemed like it might work. It was really an adult bike. It was very large, and I was just little. But it was my bike. And we came home, and she parked it by the house, and I waited for my chance. And I took my little 6-year-old frame, grabbed that bike, went out, got at the top of the hill, and I hopped on that bike. No training wheels, didn't know how to ride it, thought, I'm going. I need my wings. And I got on that bike, and somehow I managed to pedal that thing, got it going, and on down the hill I went. When I got to the corner, I was able to slow down enough. Somehow I knew how to put those brakes on, and I turned, and I kept on going, and I remember the feeling. To this day, I remember that feeling of the wind in my face and just feeling absolutely free. Absolutely free for just a moment. It just felt so free. And I know each one of us has a moment like that in our lives when we remember that little child inside of us, one of their happiest moments. What is your child's happiest moment this morning, this afternoon? I want you to see if you can grab onto that. Take a moment. And begin to breathe up and down your spine. We are inviting in that beautiful inner child inside of you. A gathering of little ones today. Each one of us with our favorite toy, remembering our favorite moment, feeling safe, playful. And keep on breathing. I hope you can remember that feeling. If you can't, I will help you. I didn't have a lot of those moments as a child, but I sure had a few. And riding that bike, just imagine that feeling of freedom. Big breath, pull it all the way up from the earth. And as you pull it all the way up into your lungs, I want you to hold it for just a moment. Release it slowly through your mouth. Listen to it. And then do that one more time. Pull it all the way up. And hold. And release. Nice and slow. Your guides and your angels are very close. One in particular is whispering this in your ear. He says, you are not those experiences that you have had in this lifetime or any other lifetime. That was the story. That is only your story. That is not you. You are perfect in every way. You are loved beyond belief. You are surrounded in this moment. There are loved ones, there are angels, there are guides, and they are on their knee, each one of them, down on one knee before you, head bowed, thanking you for this lifetime, this existence, for coming in such a powerful time, for allowing your soul to be squeezed into a small frame, for all of those experiences that you have been through. They are in gratitude for what you have done for the collective, for this planet, for all of them. They would love for you to see yourself through their eyes for just a moment. They see you as that perfect child, that one that is just so full of life, has nothing to do with the physical skin suit. Your light body is like a million Christmas lights. And you dance like the most beautiful dancer. You have no weight to you. So graceful. Nothing holds you back. You are the type of little light being that wants to volunteer for everything, wants to save the world. And you do it happily. You're not even a grumpy light worker. You are a happy, happy-go-lucky, beautiful little being of light. You know how to play. Don't go back to the idea of that little traumatized child. Your true inner child is the most beautiful being of light. You create magic wherever you go. You step into a room and it lights up with your millions of Christmas lights. Music begins. People begin to sing and dance and play the second your light being self steps in. You came here to create because you were chosen with that beautiful being of light soul that you are. You are so creative, so lovely in every way. Everything about you shines. Can you see you now? Can you see a room of all of us, beautiful little light beings, so creative? Our imaginations are wild. The things that we can make on this earth, the changes that we can create together are unlimited. We turn the pain, the fear into love. We bring magic back into the world. Hi, Tammy. We come in and suddenly, as you're sitting there in that beautiful place in the woods, the fairies come to speak. You see them in the light as it shines down on the water. There they are, ready to speak with you, ready to guide you. Like any beautiful child, you have guides around you always. You have protectors. You are fully supported in this role that you play on planet Earth. And I want you to feel that foundation underneath you right now. As if you are a brand new baby, someone's holding you. You feel safe. You look up and you see this world through the eyes of wonder. Magical beings all around you. Yes, Peter Pan is real. And he comes to you. He looks like Steve from me, only a child. And he comes to you and he holds out his hand. And as that being is floating right over the top of you, hand out, I want you to reach up and take that hand. And you lift right up in the air. And you fly beside him. You can see the buildings beneath you. Suddenly he takes you down low over a river and you put your hand in the water as you're flying. And you can feel the spray of the water hit your face. Feels so good and cool. Look into the night sky. It's twilight with all of the purples and the pinks and the blues and all of it, violet. It's all mixed together. The most beautiful colors blended perfectly. And as you follow that river, you come out into the ocean. And there before you is a boat. A pirate ship. You can see the sails. The sails are just gently blowing in the wind. There's a crew there. They're kind of silly looking. If you look at them, they look like they're ready to have some fun. And they're welcoming you. Come aboard. Come aboard. Please come and play. This pirate ship is very childlike. Everything is kind of small. And as you are welcomed onto that pirate ship, you realize that the captain's wheel is there. And it is there for you. And you only. We each have our own opportunity. So go to that wheel and put your hands on it. It feels smooth wood surface in your hands. If you ever wanted to hold on to a captain's wheel, now's your chance. This is yours. And you get to decide where you're going to take this ship. So each one of us on our own ship now, we are going out into the ocean and then we are picking up and we're going into the sky. Steer that pirate ship right up. Just pull your steering wheel right up like this, and as you do, it goes up into the sky. And you can fly as high as you'd like to go. And your crew is laughing and enjoying the ride. And Peter Pan, he's just standing there at the front of the ship and he is just enjoying where you're taking him. You can see behind you, the ship is leaving a trail of beautiful sparkles and stardust. Take a big breath and enjoy. Just close those eyes and just see yourself. How does it taste? Salty air? What do you taste right now? And what does it smell like? I smell snickerdoodles. My night sky smells like Christmas cookies at my grandmother's. Maybe some fresh made applesauce. Apple pie. Whatever you like best. And there in your hand, you suddenly see that you have a cup. You might have some hot chocolate. You might have some chai tea, if you're me, or coffee, whatever's your favorite. That crew has been taking care of you, bringing you goodies while you steer that ship. Cookies and milk, whatever you like best. And as we get so high in the sky that we can see this tiny world beneath us, we see a planet. We see a place that we'd like to go. Hey, you guys, let's go that way. Peter Pan is saying. And so he leads us to this beautiful new planet. It is the most amazing color. It's all swirly. You can barely even tell what color it is because these colors are so beautiful and soft, and they blend perfectly. You can see them just swirling around the planet. And you come in through those beautiful swirly clouds, and you land. This is your creation. Your beautiful place to come whenever you choose. And they're asking you to see it through that third eye. Whatever you'd like to see here, let your inner child create now. Take a moment. This planet is easy. All you have to do is create with that beautiful imagination. There's no work to it. There's plenty of provisions here. Everyone that you see has a smile on their face. No competition. There's no lack. There is love everywhere you look. And whatever you're creating here today, they would love for you to, as if you were painting a picture, paint it, write it on this day. You have paper and paint brushes in front of you. Paint a little picture very quickly so that you will remember. It might be a word, it might be an object, it might be an animal, it might be a color. Something has come to you. Just put it down on that paper before you. Nice. And then once you're done with that little piece of art, you can fold it up, put it in that pirate coat pocket, and keep it. It's precious. Take a couple big breaths while you're here. Just look around, survey. This is a place that you may come back to anytime you'd like. You may have some loved ones here that have joined you. You may feel their presence. Get a good hug. How nice is that? And they are wrapping you all up in the most beautiful blanket. Now, this blanket is just filled with their love, and they're asking you to keep it. How many times has a loved one given you a blanket, and when you wrapped it around yourself, you felt just completely secure and safe? You are receiving that right now. And anytime you feel insecure or scared, they want you to remember that blanket and feel it wrap around your shoulders again. Take it with you. And as we climb back aboard our ships, we're so excited for another opportunity to fly. And we take off. That wheel back in your hand. You can do some loop-de-loops. Have a good time on the way back down. Enjoy yourself. Coming back down to planet Earth. And as you do, make sure you land it in the water. We're very safely landing right there, back where we started. You can hear each little ship land back in the water. The crew had such a beautiful time. They're so grateful to you for taking them on that adventure. I want you to feel your feet on that wooden floor again. Feel yourself there. Feel it's your angels, your guides. They come around you and they keep you all wrapped up nice and safe today. They are wrapping that blanket up around you so that you feel that security as you go into your day-to-day. Complete, perfect aura of energy all around you, reminding you they're always there. They never leave. One more big breath. Feel your energy coming back into your feet and up your legs. Feeling centered, grounded, protected, and loved today as you go about your day. One big breath. Very well done. Very well done. Your work is in taking care of you. And in taking care of you, you will do so much for everyone else. But you come first today. So today is all about you. Enjoy this pirate magic that's all wrapped around you now. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Share this out if you want anyone else to feel this sense of peace and comfort. It's all about today. Just sharing out the love. I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. We'll just show up again, see what happens. Take good care of yourselves today. If you're still kind of in la-la land, take it easy. Just stay there as long as you want. Take good care. Love you. Bye. Thank you, Charlie. Take care.